Welcome back to the channel, my YouTube family, my Fallout 4 family. So the other day we were having a wee bit of a conversation regarding player homes on the stream when we were playing the Bleachers mod. And so I thought today I would share one of my player homes, in fact my first ever player home from my first playthrough of Fallout 4. Take you through the player home I had, show you the setup, and explain why I've set it up the way I had, and then maybe set a wee challenge for the community around player homes. Should be good. Let's do it. So player homes, it's one of those things that if you've been playing Fallout 4 for quite a while, you're going to accumulate a whole lot of stuff. A lot of collectibles, a lot of stuff. And yeah, some of you might not care about all that stuff that you've collected. Other members of the community, like us builders, like to kind of have a bit of a fancy a player home. And so I thought I'd prompt a discussion on player homes, and we did discuss it on stream the other day about where your preferred location for your player home was, and what it might look like, etc. So I'm going to share one that I used from my original playthrough of Fallout 4, the first playthrough ever done in 2016, 2017, and where I generally put my player homes, why I do it, and why I've got things set up the way I have. So stick around towards the end, because I'm going to issue you with a community challenge, but based on this. Oh, hello Dogmeat, how you doing? Okay, so as you can see, I have a little settlement, or quite a big settlement actually, here on Spectacle Island. So generally this is where I would have my main hub for my player home. And generally what I used to do is I would send all my NPCs that I worked through on Fallout and completed their quest lines. I would send these guys over to Spectacle Island. And the reason I loved Spectacle Island is it just because of the large build area, and because it's so remote, you don't tend to get attacked too much. But it gives you so much flexibility in the area that you could utilize, and have a very large area to build very large structures. Now, I came back to this this save quite recently, and as sometimes happens with the mods in Fallout 4, what you're going to find is there were pieces that were missing from the building, because sometimes mods get moved around, they get deleted. Menus in the mods get moved around, and then therefore the pathing changes, and so parts of building material would be missing. So I spent some time rebuilding and rejigging my player home from my original save, and I want to take you through that, talk about the way it's set up and why it's set up that way, and then see what you guys might think about that, and what your player homes might look like from various saves. So here we go. This is my player home here. It is very clean and very kind of almost institutionally influenced to some degree. But I have a lot in here. So let's hop in. So you can see Dogmeat's just opened the sliding doors for us. So the only thing I don't like is this ramp. I don't like this ramp. Unfortunately, as you can see, I've built it down in a kind of on the beach there, but it is down a little bit. So the ramp is about the only thing I don't like. And I haven't come up with a better solution. But anyway, you come in through these sliding doors, and obviously you accumulate, if you've played the game like I have for a long time, you accumulate a lot of power armor. One of the challenges in the game is to go through and collect a lot of the different types of power armor, and also a lot of the different variations within whether it be a T40 or 50, 60, whatever it might be. So I had a lot of power armor, and I kind of wrestled with, well, how can I make that into a feature? Possibly make that into a feature within my player home. And so this is what I come up with. This is kind of the actually I'm going to put dog meat over here. There you go. You can
over here. Move here.
Where have you gone? You're hiding. Okay. Stay. Yeah.
Wait there.
So, yeah, I wanted to see if I could make this a feature of, with all this power armor, a feature. Not necessarily that I would use it a lot of these power armor stations, but this is kind of the entranceway into my player home. And as you can see, I've used a lot of glass, and this is, I like the way it feels. It's almost a cathedral type ceiling. And then, you know, the power armor becomes a feature, and this is called hot rod flames or something. But you can see, actually, if you go around the back, a lot of the time you can see what these are. This one doesn't want. So this one is actually the power armor that you get from the bleachers. It is actually just a paint job that you put onto your power armor, called the Sheriff Power Armor. It's quite nice camouflage. I've got the Abraxo one. This is a military one. This is T51. And there's some T45 there, strangely enough. So it's a bit of a mixture. We've got the old Shark, Hot Rod Shark, I think that's called. This is obviously the Atom Cat power armor. That is a T60 Brotherhood of Steel power armor. And then we've got the winterized camo. So, yeah, made these into like little features where you can walk in and you'll have a look at these, and they're all kind of like a decorative feature. Obviously got T60, is that a BOS 5 T60F? Yep, I think that's what that is. And then I've got that Raiders power armor, my XO1, and then a Vim power armor that I think you can find on Far Harbor, on the island of Far Harbor. So yeah, it just kind of leads you into the player home and becomes a design feature. Out here this is all cosmetic, just to find, kind of set the feel of the player home. Some sunbathing areas. I've got a fishing boat down here that you can get on, and so this is just all very cosmetic-y and just sets the kind of feel of the overall player home to make it feel as though, yeah, somebody lives here and it's practical, and you know, we're on the sea. So one thing that I have done for, why is that not closing? There we go. One thing that I've done for a long time is I like to have a centralized workshop that's practical. And so on the bottom level of this player home, I have a workshop. Now you can see I've got even more power armor in here. That's a Voltec power armor suit, I think. With it. Yep. So these are just all the spares. I've got a lot of power armor, as you can tell. Yeah, a lot of XO1 suits. And if you've played the game for a while, we know how difficult these are to put together sometimes. So back to what I was saying, I like to have a workshop that has all the necessary workbenches in it. Now, I probably need the addition of a cooking stove in here to complete it. But for now, I obviously have a chemistry bench. And generally what I do with all of this is I have the bench, and then I'll have some kind of storage next to it. All kinds of stuff that we might need. You know, I've got things like the floor safe here that has all my drugs. Generally, I don't use a lot of these. Generally, I just chuck them in here and then sell them off as if I need caps like that. But you know, I can generally how this works is I'll come back from questing and I'll do a little bit of maintenance on, you know, crafting whatever I need from the chemistry bench, coming to the armor bench and upgrading my armor. I store any of the legendaries or whatever I collect, and you can see I've got an absolute ton of legendary armor, all the different sets and all kinds of stuff that I've collected over time. So I like to have them all kind of organized in one little container, and these tool chests are fantastic for that. You can do whatever you need, you can store whatever you need, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'll have all kinds of stuff stored in various places here. Get rid of all that kind of miscellaneous stuff that you're carrying around that you have to scroll through to get to where you need to and only use once. So I still store all that stuff here. Again, there's more Radaway and all kinds of stuff there. And then the same for the weapons. I got the weapons bench there, and then I've got all my legendary weapons and unique weapons that I've found, all organized here, so that if I want to come and grab something, I can swap anything I need to, make any improvements to my weapons here, and so everything is in one place, and therefore I don't have to move too far to get everything done when I come back from questing. So it's generally how I have everything organized. Very practical, and I've done that within Fallout 4, and I even do that within Fallout 76 for my player home. I always have all my machinery all in one place on one level, so I can just do things very, very quickly. So let's move up here. And yeah, you do accumulate a lot of gear, a lot of armor in a playthrough for Fallout 4, and a lot of that might be put away and never seen again, like a lot of the stuff that I've just showed you, the armor, the legendary armor sets, the legendary weapon sets. So what I like to do is get these armor racks and make them into a feature. And you can see here I've made the silver shroud into a little bit of a feature here. And what I've done with player home, just to juice it up and make it look a little bit posher, is that I've put all of these armor sets onto these mannequins. And yeah, I'll just quickly see, that's the Minutemen General one, and that's from Far Harbor, I think, the Corsair outfit. And yeah, you can mix and match and have a lot of fun. Sometimes I'll just store I'll just store armor in here, and if you know where to collect them and you want to swap them out, it's very quick to walk up to this, transfer stuff in and out, and life goes on. So yeah, I've got a lot of these all kind of adorning the player home, and as a design element, it looks pretty nice. You have a lot of fun with these rather than have them sitting somewhere. Now, one of the things that I'm considering, and I haven't done it in this player home, to be honest, is doing the same with legendary weapons. Having a wall where all the legendary weapons are. See, this is quite a nice little, there's a nice little area that you can sit down and have a wee bit of discussion and relax at the end of the day. Like I said, it's very sort of Institute inspired, this whole area. As far as just some design elements, I have a bar. Nothing too fancy with the bar, but we have a bar. We have a little office for the player. This is all kind of aesthetics, it's all kind of design. I don't really use it that often. Just to make it feel and look, and I guess that's just a building and a design point of view. And then finally, you know, we have a bedroom here, but you obviously collect a lot of bobbleheads, and I just managed to achieve there is an achievement for collecting 20 bobbleheads, which is all the bobbleheads in the game. I've got one to go here that I've got to find, but in my other unmodded playthrough, I just got all of these. So it's nice to just have them out and display. And then all the magazines. And generally how I do this, let's run to the other end, is that I have separate racks. There's 6 racks there. And I have all the same magazines in one rack. So you can see we've got the awesome, what's that, Stangley Awesome Tales there, and the Surgical Journal. And then we move on to Wasteland Survival Guide, Guns and Bullets, and so on and so forth. And they're just all out in display. So it actually makes things look really, really nice. And it's just a nice way of having everything around. And making your player home a little bit more desirable and look quite nice. And then, obviously, I have a very posh kind of bathroom in here. So that's it. That's my player home. I'd love to see how you have your player home set up. I also wanted to share this to give you some ideas. Now this door doesn't want to open for some reason. I'm probably trying to open. I'm trying to open it at the wrong place. There we go. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you and set you a challenge about what location do you generally have your player home at. How's your setup? What does your setup look like? And just see how different people approach this and how they look. So if you want to share your player homes, I'd love to see them, and I'm happy to put them up on the channel and also share that out with the community and give you a little bit of exposure. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, a like rating's always appreciated. This is really just here for inspiration. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time on Gaming for XP. Oh, see ya!